Oh my god, Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. Sorry that it's been a little while, guys. Just been trying to work some stuff out about other shit going on, but yeah, I saw Thor Ragnarok and oh my gosh, it's everything that everybody kind of keeps talking about. It's really good. Let's get into like the previous Thors. First Thor, I personally actually think it's a little underrated. I like it more than most. I'm not trying to, stand up for something that's not liked as much. I actually genuinely like this. I actually think it's a pretty good installment. I still think Chris Hemsworth is really good in it. Anthony Hopkins is also still really good. Tom Hiddleston as Loki was a great introduction. I just felt like it was a little bit just different enough in the way that it looked, and it felt really regal with the way that they spoke. It kind of reminded me a little bit like Shakespeare stuff. Yeah, the part when he's then thrown to Earth to meet Natalie Portman and, Kat Dennings and all that, it's not as good as when he's in Asgard as Thor, but it was passable to me. I could live with it. And Loki is still one of the biggest and best villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even though now going into Thor Ragnarok, I don't almost consider him a villain. Spoiler, you've had time to see it. And then Thor Dark World. I'll admit, when this did come out, I did enjoy it. I did not feel like it was better than the first one, but I still enjoyed it. It still has some enjoyment, but I do think that it's the weakest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The villain is very forgettable. I never remember his name. And it felt like it was definitely just involving another Infinity Stone, which, yeah, we still need to learn a bit more about. But it just didn't feel cohesive and stuff. And, yeah, it really fell off the railing after a while. But this Thor Ragnarok, is one of the best in this frame. Oh my gosh. So, completely get rid of, like, the whole regal and Shakespeare and stuff, and let's have fucking fun. That's what they said. They borrowed from Guardians of the Galaxy to let's have some fun. Woo, and this is. Apparently 90% of this movie is improvised according to the director, which, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your name if I try to attempt it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. He has done some films that I've been wanting to check out. The biggest one for me is What We Do in the Shadows. I've heard really good things about that. And this guy, and the director, even has a voice in it. And unless you know it, you will catch it. So, what is this about? I'm sure a lot of you have found out what it is. There's a lot of gladiator fighting between him and the Hulk, which is amazing. And there is even some heartfelt stuff, some deep issues that are then brought up, especially with Loki, Thor, and Odin, which I will admit, I did not cry, I didn't bring a tear, but there was a moment that it did get me in here. Karl Urban is added. He's kind of like what he calls himself, the janitor of Asgard, basically. He's just trying to survive. That's mostly what he's just trying to do in this. Whether it be that he's going to be with the good side or the bad side, he just wants to survive for most of this film. And I had a good question about what was going on with his character the entire time with that, even though I understood it. But it does come back in the end with a little bit of redemption, so I was happy to see that. The new villain in this Helena, if I'm saying that right. Cate Blanchett, she was having a great time with this film, and she's also now one of the best villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And someone brought this up that I watch on YouTube, that isn't it funny how maybe the best villains in the MCU all have green tied into them? Helena, Vulture, and Loki. Although Loki now, by the end of this, I'm not really considering much of a villain. I still think Chris Hemsworth is really good. He's definitely the perfect Thor for this. I personally have liked him ever since these Thor movies. Yeah. Bruce Banner still comes in. We get a bit of him as from the Hulk. Mark Ruffalo I still think is the best Hulk that we've had so far, and this is the best Hulk that we've had. This has the best Hulk movie in the best Thor movie. It's kind of crazy. And just the imagery and the stuff in this, it's mind-blowing. It's very imaginative and very colorful. It's colorful as hell. This is a Thor movie that most people wanted, most people didn't get until now, but they have it now, and this is a great superhero movie. It's full of imagery that is just completely imaginative and original, and if you've read some of the comics, I'm sure you'll notice some stuff from the comics in here, and stuff that is alluded to. I have personally heard that Planet Hulk is involved with a lot in this, but not being a giant comic book reader, I don't know much about it. But if it is, I'll believe you. So where does this rank in the MCU top films for me? It might be in my top 5. I still have to think about that. I want to watch it again. I have not, but there's been other stuff that I've been trying to go see. So minor quibbles. I was thinking a lot of the time, where was Sif with all this? I believe the actress's name is Jamie Alexander. Pretty predominant ex-Guardian in the first two. Completely nowhere in this. It's very funny. There's a lot of jokes in it, which some say is a negative, but a positive. It's funny. I laugh a lot. I'm gonna say it's a positive. Yeah, I don't really have much other little things about it. I'm gonna give Thor Ragnarok an A. So yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on Thor Ragnarok. I'm sorry that it took so long to get this out, but I will be doing some more stuff. If you checked out my latest Ian Eats, I did Peeps Oreos, which is pretty good, and I might have another Oreo thing coming soon. So if you guys have seen Thor Ragnarok, which I hope you have, please comment below, tell me what you thought of it. Give this a thumbs up if you like me. I'm trying to stay on here as long as possible. But as far as that, I'm Ian Gallo Loco, and see you guys next time.
I'm off the chain. Time to go against the grain. I'm off the chain. I'm off the chain. Never gonna be the same. Look out, world. My time has come. New life for me's begun. Open gates and watch me run.